We can't get off this subject. I gotta ask you a question. Are you in love with your wife?
No.
Me either.
What? I don't believe in that shit anyway. It's okay. It's overrated. Listen. Listen.
Okay.
See?
Now you explain that shit to me then.
I had a feeling. No, I'm not in love with my wife.
Why?
I don't even know her.
What are you doing? Why?
This is our 8th. Hold on, we got married in 2016. This is year number 8. September 8th, we'll be married 8 years. No. No.
Shit.
Yeah.
All my relationship with my wife is a relationship with myself. I'm just discovering parts of me, bro.
Yeah.
We're lying to ourselves so fucking much to hold up this story or this ideal,
The fantasy.
without, as opposed to just really fucking dealing with what's there and accepting it. Well, to the best of your ability.
I understand this. Now, how do you get women to understand that?
You
get them to bow out of the fantasy.
You get them by you bowing out.
And my wife thinks she's in love with me, probably.
It's a buzzword. Yeah. It's a concept that's been propagated that we've adopted and creates an unrealistic expectation that we look for. And when it's not present, we feel something is wrong.
Yeah, we've allowed it to condition ourselves to that concept being a governance.
You know what? I beg your finest freaking pardon? Now we got black men out here openly stating that they don't love their wives and they're trying to make it like it's profound instead of absolutely disgusting. Let me tell y'all something. These are the same men that will sit up in a live stream or on a podcast shaming black women for being single, saying, oh, well, you just enjoy being with your dog or your cats without a man in your life. Sir, I think being by yourself would be better than being laid up with a man who proudly proclaims that he doesn't love you. Now, these men aren't talking about how much they love their wives or how much they value them or how much joy that they bring them, but they are literally sitting up there talking about how much they don't love them and they're in a relationship with themselves. And if that's the case, why get married? But I know why they got married. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these men are lazy bums and they enjoy the labor of their wives. Intercourse, possibly getting her to be a human incubator for his supposed legacy, cleaning, cooking, making the house a home the only way that a woman can, going 50-50, or at the very least contributing financially and helping him, doctor's appointments, organizing his life, etc., etc., etc. And the fact that these Negroes said that the idea of love creates unrealistic expectation means that these suckers are taking their wives up and through there. I promise you, those women's edges are probably gone. All right? Because what is an unrealistic expectation? Fair treatment, kindness, fidelity, for you to actually like me? And why is it that it's always the men that should be thanking their lucky stars that they even found a woman willing to tolerate them, let alone marry them? You got a Negro up there with some crooked sunglasses on. Crooked sunglasses on. Another Negro with an orange watch on that doesn't even match his shirt, with his legs crossed, like his end goal is to become the baddest boss chick that there ever will be. And then the other man who is absolutely hideous, laughing about the fact, with another man, mind you, laughing with another man, that he's not in love with his wife. I knew that you wasn't in love with your wife. Me neither. Okay, well, why did you think that? Who y'all in love with then? Probably each other. Probably each other, which is probably why y'all started this weak podcast. And you know what? What I really find to be completely strange about all of this is that Black men love weaponizing marriages and relationships against Black women only to constantly and consistently show them that marriages and relationships with them will be filled with struggle and misery. Now you don't even, he just openly gonna tell you he ain't gonna like you, love you, or care about you. Like, so what are you doing? What are we doing here? And just making sure that the woman knows that she is going to have to accept. She's going to have to accept that all of her needs will be neglected. And it's simply just to have the presence of a man. Because that's all it will be, is a presence. Because he's not going to enrich your life. He's not going to make your life any better in any way. He's not going to love you. He's not going to care for you. You're not going to feel that coming from him. The only thing that you're going to be doing is helping him. And you will be making his life better and easier. But he's not going to do that for you. So once again, what would be the purpose of marrying someone who doesn't love you? Or, he thinks that the expectation that you will have that he should care for you is asking too much. But honestly, all of this type of talk, it really makes me mad because when you're happily married, people don't even believe you no more because there are so many men out here like this. So it's like if I ever tried to tell somebody, oh, yeah, I'm happy, they be like, oh, no, girl, you lying. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this, is that if these are the majority of the men that are out here, then why are so many men acting like they're the prize? Like, I don't understand how you could have this thought process about yourself, about what you think marriage is, about what you think is a relationship, and you still thinking you the prize? You still thinking that a woman should actually, voluntarily get married? It's really embarrassing because men are constantly out here making themselves look absolutely insufferable to the world. But men are still able to live in delusion because other delusional men tell them that they're the best and that this is logical thinking. And really, this type of thing right here is the whole red pill space in a nutshell. And make no mistake about it. Men who say things like this, even though they're married, they are absolutely red pill because red pill is rooted in a deep disdain, a deep dislike, and hatred for women. And the idea that women are not supposed to be loved and cared for. They're only supposed to be used like a tool. So it's all about what a woman can do for you and make your life better. You don't care about her. It's like any woman could be replaced and could be interjected in that space as your wife. She's almost not human. And honestly, I feel like this whole idea is the reason why, even though they'll get married, they will want to almost make the time that she's spending with them as horrible as possible. And I still get, my mind is blown that this man said that love is a fantasy. It's upholding a fantasy about, it is not a fantasy for you to want a person that you said you're going to spend the rest of your life with in sickness and health to love you. Because if you cannot get that, then you should just be single. There will be no reason for a woman. It will be no intelligent reason for a woman to marry you. Simply because you really are marrying her for her labor. And, what I feel like with these guys is more than likely looking at the three of them, they probably had wishes and hopes and dreams of marrying a baddie, the real woman of their dreams. But they were not able to do that because they didn't have the looks or the finances. So they settled for what they could get. And now they resent those women. And, I just can't fathom the benefit of being tied to a miserable, unattractive, unloving man. And I pray for these women that are their wives. I really do. And I really hope that they get the self-respect and intelligence to leave these men behind. Because there's literally nothing that they could be bringing you of value. You could do bad by yourself. And you know what? In practice, in reality, this is what happens when you stay with a man like these men in this clip who think that they are doing you a favor by being with you. This is what happens. Please watch this.
Why do you want me to walk with my husband? You want me to hold my husband?
No, we don't want to do all that. That ain't normal.
Why? How did y'all stay married so long?
By not holding hands.
I never go to bed mad.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. That's every night.
I can't remember where the car's at. I can't remember what I did last night. Can't do a thing. She want to post everything.
And she don't ever edit it.
That clip was terribly sad to me. It was packaged, of course, as an old married couple and they're successful because the amount of years that they have together. But what I saw was a woman that has never been loved properly. And I want to know, why isn't it normal for a man to hold his wife's hand? He couldn't even do it for the video. He pulled away from her. And I can guarantee you that if she would have refused intimacy with him on his own time, he would have a problem with that. And you know what the type of intimacy I'm talking about. because that seems to be the only form of intimacy that a woman can expect to get from a man that's acceptable, you know? And you can tell, in my opinion, that the whole marriage has been on his terms. And he has held back emotional intimacy from her. And women need that to flourish in a relationship. And what's crazy is that, she's a preference, because even though they're older, back in the day, like light-skinned black women were really in paper bag tests and all. And it's not like that they're not in right now as well. But, watching that and seeing that she is still receiving subpar treatment when she's supposed to be a prize as well, I think they're a good example, because, this horrible attitude that you see black men display right now in real time, this isn't anything new. It's not. Having horrible attitudes and treating the women that are in relationships with them is not new. And if you notice, even in the end of the video, she put her arm around him. And, it actually made me feel really, really bad, because there is no reality that I would ever be able to reach for my husband's hand and he would reject me. Nor would I ever stay married to him if he did. And it's sad, because there are so many women like her that have spent their whole lives with men, making them the center of their entire world, only to never experience what true love is like. Only for those men to deeply only acknowledge them as tools to be used. And I think it's so sad, because these women will never experience what having a man make you the center of his world feels like. And that makes me deeply, deeply sad. A woman who is married should absolutely be loved by her husband. He should be making her the center of his world. It is not a fantasy. If you cannot find a man that thinks that you're the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen because he loves you inside and out and for everything that you are, then you don't need to be with that man. You don't need a man at all. You do not need to settle, because that is not a fantasy. That is a decent human expectation that whoever you're choosing to spend the rest of your life with, seeing as though life is so short, life is so fleeting. You could be here one day and be gone the next. And you mean to tell me that you're supposed to spend that short amount of time that you have wasting it on someone that doesn't even love or care for you and doing things for them? For what? Why would you do that when you could be living your life authentically doing something else? It just doesn't make any sense. I just want to say this. Please, please do not let a man use you for your labor and for your love while he does not reciprocate that. Because if you notice that one of the men said, well, I think that my wife loves me. He is a liar. He knows that she loves him. And he is perfectly content to take advantage of her love until it does not serve him anymore. These men are selfish manipulators that only care about themselves. And, I just can't fathom being married to a monster like these men. And, like I said, I'm just deeply, deeply saddened for any woman that has experienced a man like this, any woman that is currently with a man like this, any woman that has lived and died with a man like this, and even the women that are directly married to these men in the clip. Like, I really feel for them. They should exit stage left, but I don't really have too much more to say about this. I just thought that this was really shocking, and I really wanted to share this with you guys because I wanted you to know that these are the type of men that you should wholeheartedly avoid. Definitely avoid. But, I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 45 in the comments down below. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. Follow me on TikTok if it's still here, or will it be still here? I don't know. But definitely follow me on YouTube and hit that notification bell and that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my new uploads, because I will definitely be live streaming and doing a lot of stuff on YouTube once everything is settled up on TikTok. So I don't want you to miss anything on my YouTube. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.